What's up guys, Grim Tutor, Blightsteel Colossus, and Terror of the Peaks are this month's Patreon rewards. We've also incorporated brand new tiers for those of you who'd like to get your hands on some of our awesome previous proxies very quickly. To support our channel and sign up for the tier that best suits you, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/itresolves. What's going on guys? Welcome to another gameplay video. Today we are testing out another Terror of the Peaks deck because I really like Terror of the Peaks. So this one's a little bit different though. This is not a Mirror March deck. This is a Genesis Ultimatum deck. So the idea is to ramp into a really nice Genesis Ultimatum, be able to play out a bunch of permanents, some of which are Terror of the Peaks, Cavalier of Thorns, Fiery Emancipation, which is kind of an interesting card, and we'll try and play that one as soon as we can, just because I haven't yet. But the idea is to get a bunch of big stuff out and then win pretty much immediately with Terror of the Peaks, especially in tandem with Fiery Emancipation. So we'll see if it works, but the deck itself is actually really straightforward. So 4 Grazers here. Get an extra land down, also able to block very effectively against a lot of things right now. Growth Spiral, another Ramper, draws us a card which is really nice in this deck, but also gets to throw a land down, so that's good. Paradise Druid, essentially just another mana dork. It taps for 1 of any color, which is great because we do have some color constraints here with the Genesis Ultimatum that are sometimes a little bit challenging to meet, we will say. And so this helps us get there. Uro, obviously not only a good threat, but in the early turns of the game, just another good ramper and a little bit of life gain, which again, hopefully keeps us in the game. And then we get to our 5 and up slots. So for Terror of the Peaks, anytime a creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Let me say that again, any target. Any target is really good because there are a lot of options there. So very flexible, very powerful. Cavalier of Thorns, obviously a really nice card as well. Comes into play, it's a 5/6 reacher. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, put a land card from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your graveyard, and then when it dies, you can exile it. And if you do that, you put another target card from your graveyard on top of your deck. That can be any card, which is really good. Fiery Emancipation, I mentioned. I'm interested to see how this goes. So it's 6 mana enchantment. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Now, obviously, that with Terror of the Peaks is really good. And ideally, it's easy to get out with Genesis Ultimatum. So that's the goal. Genesis Ultimatum, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand. Pretty much all of the deck is permanent based, aside from Growth Spiral. So it's going to be really hard to whiff on this. In fact, impossible. So really, well, I say not technically. We could get 4 Growth Spirals and a Genesis Ultimatum. That would be terrible, but I doubt it. And so ideally, we're going to be able to get some really nice stuff with this. Granted, this is a bit of a gamble. Sometimes you'll get good stuff, and sometimes you won't. So we'll see what we get. Beanstalk Giant is here as well. Not only does it give us a way to ramp, search out your deck with Fertile Footsteps, but it's also just a scalable threat. It's super good. In terms of lands, we have 27, which is a good bit, but for good reason. Obviously, we need to get a lot of land down to get to Genesis Ultimatum, and we've got a lot of ways to just drop lands from our hands. So very good. 2 Island, 2 Mountain, and 4 Forest, 2 Castle Garenbrig, 1 Castle Vantress. We got the full gambit of Shocklands, and then we have Ketria Triome here as a full 4 as well. So that's the deck. Pretty straightforward. Ideally, this will be not necessarily a quick video, but ideally a fairly straightforward video. So we'll see. Hopefully. Also, just want to mention, I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. It's gonna be a busy week for me. I just imagine. It seems to be lately, and so I'm gonna do the best I can to get videos out as much as possible, as I always do. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, but we'll do the best we can. Unfortunately, we can't keep this. If we had green, it'd be different, but we just can't. It's better. It's not great, but we're gonna keep it. I'm gonna put Terror back, actually. As much as I love Terror, I don't think it's the card we're gonna get here. Cavalier might have been better. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Let's go ahead and do this. And unfortunately, with this hand is a bit slow, so we're not going to be doing much until turn 3, which against this opponent is probably not a good thing. But it is what it is. We'll do the best we can. We always do. So yeah, what plans do you guys have for the week? Who's working? What are you doing for work? Hopefully anything or nothing too strenuous or too crazy, but hopefully you're enjoying yourself a little bit. Let's do this. Let's do this. Deck thinning would be great here, and we need to get more green sources for the Cavalier. So let's just go ahead and get that out. Double Uro is nice, but to be honest, we're probably just going to lose this game because they're quicker than us. There's not really much to it. Yep, that'll do it. Ooh, that's good. The one thing lacking in this deck, the one thing, there's probably a lot of things lacking in this deck, but one of the big things lacking in this deck is 100% just interaction. Yes, we could have played Cavalier out. I don't know if that's correct or not, but we didn't, so sorry about it. We're going to do this, and we're going to Uro again. I'm guessing we're dead this coming turn, to be honest, and that's fine. But this does set us up for a Genesis Ultimatum, I believe, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yes. So if we do live, then we get to Genesis Ultimatum and potentially just win, but we'll see. We do ramp very, very hard in this deck, which is awesome. Okay. Ooh, we are at 2. Okay. Let's try it. We got to go for it. This is not a great one, not gonna lie. Intercept. We do get to shoot something down here though, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna get rid of that because it does have trample. Let's drop this and we pass. Chances are we still lose, but you know, we got to try it. Next turn, if we for some reason make it, we could like just drop a Cavalier, shoot something down, and you know, we've got Fiery Emancipation as well, so we've got options. But we also just have a Beanstalk Giant just kind of waiting there, so there is that. I think if they would have been able to win, they would have last turn, because like all they had to do was play a combat trick and win. Chances are they don't have one, which makes this actually kind of a tough spot for the opponent. Oh, they do have one. Well, that's fair. Yeah, dude. Go for it. I'm gonna do this. If they have a trample, something to give trample here, then they're in great shape. But if not, that's actually fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. So if we do this, no, we can't. Dang, that would be amazing. If we do this, we can though. All right. I'm just gonna kill their board. I know this would be like way cooler just killing them, but this seems really good because if they do have a lot of like combat tricks and things like that, I want to devalue their board as much as possible. We are still in a little bit of a precarious position, but I'm gonna attack in. I think we need to, so we'll see. We also have the graveyard filled up a little bit more now, so we can just Uro here. If we do this, we can still Uro, and then we can just win off of that. I can't believe this worked. Yeah. Holy crap, we lived 2. That was a bit sketchy, but it worked. You got to see what the deck was doing. Holy crap, that was awesome. Whew, that just makes my heart feel good. I love when a deck comes together. All right, let's jump into game 2. This deck is sweet. This was not a creation, excuse me, that I made, by the way. Not even our Discord, unfortunately. They do make very good decks in our Discord, but this was actually a deck that we found on AetherHub that I really, really enjoyed. I apologize, I don't know who the original creator of this one is, but it is literally called Terror of the Thorns on AetherHub, so if you want to go find out, you certainly can. we'll get the growth spiral here, and we have the Beanstalk Giant, so we've actually got some good ramp, which is great. Ooh, a Grazer is actually quite good as well. I wish this didn't come into play tapped. I guess this gives us a way to just do it all, right? Nope, 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 wrong, wrong. Can we back out? Nope. Ah, my mistake. Should have played a green source. That was just me misclicking. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and see what the opponent does. Thankfully next turn it's fine. Like, we can drop the Grazer, get both lands down and Beanstalk Giant, and that's it. We'll just put this out. We can play this tapped, that's fine. And now we can Beanstalk Giant. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So we've got 2 red sources. Let's get a green source. I think we can pretty much do anything at this point, but this gives us the out. Next turn we can just Genesis Ultimatum. Hopefully win. I mean, look at how many lands we have out already, though. This is like, what, turn 3, 4, somewhere in there? And we've got a crazy amount of lands out. So if we do this, we just get to Genesis. You, and you. We did miss on one. Alright, that's pretty good. Land. That's good because now we can actually just growth spiral. So I guess let's do that. And we'll get another land down. Pass. Alright. That's a pretty good turn, not gonna lie. Man, I love this deck. I love Genesis Ultimatum so much. It just works. It's so good. Against the right deck. Obviously, if it's just like countered, you know, there's not much you can do about that. But this is just a sweet deck. I really, really like this. Well, hello, Beanstalk Giant. We also have a Beanstalk Giant, and ours is bigger by a lot. My goodness, this deck is something else. I love kind of silly, like, on the face of it, this is very much a jank deck, and I think that that's just true. But it does work pretty well, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm just gonna take a Genesis Ultimatum. We could have taken Terror of the Peaks, and there's a world where that would have been better, because we could have then just dropped Uro and killed stuff, but I think I'm just gonna go for the cool play and take a Genesis Ultimatum. Let's do it. Not a great one, but it is some land. Let's get all that out. Do this. I think we'll just play an Uro. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. I think there's a world where Tamiyo might actually be really good in this deck. That might be incorrect, I don't know, but just being able to recur a bunch of things could be really, really useful here. Also, chances are they probably have another ambush, so Uro's probably going to die here, but that's fine. Oh, well that's cool. Nice. This is fine, we trade. Like 100% we trade. Don't know why they would do this pre-combat. They're a deck with combat tricks, so it would make way more sense not to, but that's up to them. This is great. We can play Terror of the Peaks now. I'm just going to play a Beanstalk Giant. And I'm going to peg them. Just go ahead and do this. Get a land, it doesn't really matter which, and no attacks. I'm pegging them because now they have to like leave up everything that they possibly can. So they can attack in if they want, but I doubt that they win. And we just have a 16-16 that there's not a whole lot they can do about. They might be able to, I don't know, but I doubt it at this point. We could have killed this. It just goes third to the bottom. We do have another, we've got like a million ways to kill them right now, so I'm not like crazy worried about any of that. Okay. That's, even that isn't good enough. I'm just gonna do this. Technically, we don't even have to block, but they could have like a double strike kind of thing or something along those lines. So I think that this is correct. But now they still have to make the choice which gets it. You know what I mean? Like, they can double this. Oh, they just fling it. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm glad we blocked, because otherwise we would have taken double that. Yep. Cool. Can you hit for 10 is the question. I'm gonna say no. Alright. Just gonna play this and win. Alright. We are 2 for 2. Holy crap. I did not expect that out of this deck, not gonna lie, but really liking it. So let's jump into our last game and let's see how we do. This is such a sweet deck. I love just like all over. Oh, let's open a pack really quick. I love decks that really go over the top, and this does it very well. And I think that, yeah, that's really fun. Oh, Midnight Clock, that's cool. We also have our mastery things, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll jump into our third game. I don't know. I love decks that really go over the top in one turn. I just think it's so much more fun. I'm kind of just going around this little tree here. And so I love decks like this. They're just so fun. So last game for this video. We will of course jump into another one very soon, so do stay tuned for that. Do want to mention also our Patreon is kind of revamped a little bit. So we did this in the last few weeks, but if you're interested in picking up some of our past proxies, as well as, or in, you know, if you would rather, basically what we've done is we made it a lot easier for you to pick up proxies. So if you would like to, please do check those out. We obviously really appreciate the support. Don't ever feel like you have to. And also, sorry for the frame rates here. This will be a quick game. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they have to support what we do in terms of monetarily. Like, I certainly appreciate it if you guys watch the videos and everything, but I don't want anybody to ever feel like they have to support what we do in a monetary way. If you'd like to, that's great, but don't feel obligated, I guess. I'm actually just gonna discard the Paradise Druid. I know that's kind of weird, but we're probably just gonna Beanstalk Giant this turn. So that seems better. But yeah, so please feel free. We'd certainly appreciate it. But don't feel obligated. We do have a lot of new tiers. I say a lot. We've got 2 new tiers available to you. So if you're interested, we'd greatly appreciate it. I'm exiling a Beanstalk Giant. That feels terrible, but Terror of the Peaks is too good not to have out. Especially against a deck with all these little stupid things that we can just kill. Alright. Let's see what they do. So next turn we either Uro or Beanstalk Giant, probably. Or no, we can't Beanstalk Giant, I'm sorry, but whatever we draw will probably just play out. Might just be a land. We've got a lot of our deck is just land. But that's fine. Fabled Passage, sure. Thankfully now though, like any creature we play just has such upside because it's gonna take either life with it or, you know, a creature with it or something like that. So there's a lot of upside to having just Terror of the Peaks on the field. It's a must answer, for sure. Yeah. And they may have another way to deal with it, but chances are they would have done it already if they could. So this just gives us a way to deal with whatever they're gonna do. Interesting. I'm just gonna block this. I think that's fine. Like, yeah, I know we're gonna take some hits here, but we do have to keep them off of everything. Let's go ahead and do this. Get rid of this guy. We'll just drop one of these down. And yeah, I know it's a bit weird to go for the creature, but I kind of just want to get these out of the way. And then There we go. They will probably be able to play Kroxa at some point, but we just don't have anything in our hands, so we're just going to take 3, and that's it. And we get to play Uro and kill the Kroxa, so I don't particularly care. We also just have a really nice Beanstalk Giant available, so we've got options, and we can just peg them with the damage. I tend not to most of the time unless I know I'm going to win, or I know it's going to put them in a position where they just can't do that much. But, you know, we're doing pretty well here, so I'm not tremendously worried about that. We don't have enough cards in our graveyard yet, so that was a bit of a mistake. But let's go ahead and get this down, peg them for 8, and we'll attack him. All right, so if they kill anything, we just get to Uro. No, not quite. If they kill, yeah. All right, there we go. That was a quick game. 20 minutes is how long this video took. That's not bad. So I'm pleasantly surprised with this deck. I did not think it would do quite as well as it has done so far. I do think there are going to be matchups, and I'm actually hoping we see those in video 2 so we can kind of go over them a little bit, but I'm hoping in video 2 we'll get to see some of the tough matchups, because I think so far we've had, honestly, a bit of an easy time of it. We've gotten against decks that I think don't do well against just really, really fast outpowering kind of stuff. So we'll talk a lot about the specific cards and how we feel about the deck overall at the end of video 2, but so far I'll be honest, I am super, super enjoying it. I love this deck. It's got all the qualities you need. It just goes over the top. It's pretty fast, and you get some cool stuff out. Like, that's just fun. You get to do the cool plays. So I'm enjoying this one. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon with part 2 of this Terror of the whatever. What did I call it? I don't know. Terror of the thing. There you go. That's it. Enjoy it, guys. I'll see you in part 2 very soon.